think that no one else's
right,
child.
I just don't like the way that, you know, it comes in the house and it seems like right away is to make you feel like you're not doing anything.
What's up, my lovely jewels and gems? It's y'all girl Nettie Nat, and I'm back. Back with Big Dean, and we're just having a talk about parenting in general. It's just a lot that we had to say, y'all. I'm really boggled and hurt to my heart, as always, when I hear something so tragic as to the story with Junior. Oh gosh, I don't want to say his real name, but the Bronx kid who got tortured and murdered about last year. I don't know his real name. It is so heartbreaking to sit there and watch his mother have to go through the court trials now, to face these men that brutally slayed her son.
They're not men.
They're not men.
They are not men. I'm saying this right now. They are not men. So we're not going to use that term for these individuals who have done such wrong. They're not men. You don't get that privilege of being called a man.
True. But she has to face them in court. So only 5 of 14 are being tried right now, and then they're going to do the rest later. But my thing is, how could you? I'm gonna go live and talk about this because this is really touchy. I just want to speak, and I can put this up later, but some of the comments that were left on this video, I think it's a little worse when you're in I would more so say in the comments, watching and seeing how people feel about the situation. So this is what really touched me. Well, I'm gonna read a couple of them because they all touched me, but there's one that had me boggled. So it says, why even a trial? Shut them completely down for life. I believe that. I don't believe that his mother should sit there and have to go through trial with these men. Watching the video of what happened to her son over and over again. I believe that it shouldn't be a public trial. It shouldn't be tax money wasted to have trials for these men. If you're in the video and you did it, serve your time.
Once again, they're not men.
Little boys. I'm gonna say that. I don't know what I want to call them. I would call them little devils because that's pretty much what is walking around nowadays.
You don't get the title of being called men on this channel.
This is horrific. I believe in eye for an eye. This younger generation knows the difference between right and wrong. They do. They know the difference between life and death. They are old enough to understand that. I don't really want to go all the way into it, but I truly believe in that. They should have the death penalty so they could wonder what day they will die and will have to live out with their guilt.
So you are for the death penalty in certain situations?
I'm not really for the death penalty at all, but on living on death row, I believe they should. And you know, for those who don't know the difference, if you believe what I'm saying, okay, now death row, eventually they are going to die. So that's what they mean. They could be in there 40, 50 years. They could just die before their time. But they're not living in regular population. And in jail, there's different populations. You got a nice one where you can watch TV, watch cable, have people send you stuff. Then you got the general, and they do the same thing, but not as freely. But then you have those who are gutter trash, and they can't do anything but lay around and wait till their death. So I believe that they deserve that. Do you believe in the death penalty now that you asked me that?
Unfortunately, yeah, I do. Certain situations.
So something that
like,
tragic and horrific.
Like if you're running around and you're murdering kids, yeah, I believe in the death penalty. If you're murdering pregnant women and raping pregnant women and torturing people and putting them and taking years out of their life and having them locked up in a room and doing God knows what to them and trying to manipulate them and change them into your kids and stuff and turn them into basically killers or people who have low self-esteem or just are scared and raising them as like how they raise cows and cattle to just do their bidding. Yeah, I believe that people like that should be terminated. They should have the death penalty in place for people like that. Unfortunately, I do, because it's malicious when you go into first of all, when you go and you take something that does not belong to you. And I'm not talking about stealing.
Right.
I'm talking about violating somebody's body, or just simply torturing somebody, or locking them up for a long period of time where they don't see the sunlight and all they know is the special TV that you show them, even if you give them that, or you lock them up in a light, like the things they're doing to these cats and dogs over here in America, you know. Certain things you should really, the death penalty should be in place for certain levels of the law. The law is very specific, and so is the rules of God. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. You know, there's some things that, you know, they say is an eye for an eye. But when murder comes to place and you take a life that's not yours to give because God decided he was going to put this life here and you decide you're going to take it away, it's not for us to say that an individual should be hung or an individual should be shot or they should be taken out and thrown in the ocean.
But they can put them in
a whole bunch of sharks,
a jail cell and let them rot, pretty much.
But there comes a precedence when you do it to a whole bunch of people. Now, if you're a mass murderer, yeah. I'm
from the door,
with,
right. No time wasted. They shouldn't even get a court date.
I'm out there with a sign.
Right.
You know, now if this is something where somebody, and this is very, very rare cases, where somebody lost it all, you know, and it was something that happened and then it built into something else and it really wasn't intentionally meant to be done, but you tried to hide it, you're still going to do the time. But should the death penalty be put in place? It depends on the situation. But if you're known for harboring and you have specifically built a room, a place where you can hold people captives, okay, torture people, rape people, manipulate people, yes, you should be given the death penalty by all means. Stuff like how would you as an individual feel? What laws would you like to be in place? You know? I mean, after all, they are shooting missiles off today.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I was sitting there looking at pictures of him and his mom, and he was a baby. He was, I don't even know how old he was, but she was showing pictures of him about Dino's age, and that ripped my heart apart. She's at the beach with him, spending time with him, being a good mother, and then they take her baby from him because he's walking to the store.
We got a couple subjects we could talk about this morning. You could also talk about that girl and the way she came out with Chris shit. I don't think that shit was cool. That Parker chick,
Parker, right.
Yo, she really got nasty about YouTubers. And a lot of people ain't put it. And Martin Lewis put that video up there. Your buddy, the Martin Lewis. The choke's good too. Look. It will start. It will definitely start. See, and then I mount the engine. And that's the way it goes on. And these are the pieces they got to mount into the bar. If I decide to use the bar. You know what I'm saying? And stand it up. But I was thinking about putting on a different engine But there's no need to. And anything.
That's some sad shit. But the person was saying they're from New York, their mother, and it was like, those guys shouldn't be on the street anymore.
You have the
You shouldn't be
person
wasting
talking
tax
and stuff.
dollars. They're texting on a site. Everybody expresses their opinion.
On a site that everybody expresses their opinion, and you can go and you can pull texts off that site and put them in our OBS and tell the story real quick.
I probably can.
Of course you can. It's a site. If it's up there, you can grab it. You can grab anything that's online. Okay, so this is right here. This.
Well, she got to face the other ones later in court, and that's fucked up. First of all, this was just the first day of the trial.
Yeah, but
why are y'all going through trial is my question. Why is y'all making his mother go through all this? Why is... I don't understand.
Well,
really don't.
you have to have a trial. You just have to. It's the law. You have to have a trial. It's fucked up, but you gotta have a trial. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a trial by jury, whatever. You just gotta have it. It's the law. No matter what, you still gotta have a trial. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you somebody and you out here and they freaking catch you and you in a bomb filled with missiles and you in a whole room with bombs and stuff, then they might not want to do no trial. But some things you have to have a trial. You have to have a trial. Like if you're an enemy of the United States, you're not getting a trial. You know what I'm saying? If you try to come over here and blow up the United States, you probably won't get a trial. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a trial. It'll be like you and somebody just telling you what's going on. It's not going to be one of them type of trials. We here in the United States of America, that's the difference, and people need to realize that we don't have to be nice. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I'm saying is I don't have to be nice when I address people. You don't have to be nice when you address people. We just got to say it the way it is, the way we feel, the way the land has always taught us to be. You know what I'm saying? All we've ever seen in this land is hurt and pain. We've seen a lot of good in the land, but at the same time, it is getting worse. In the very state that we live in, the murder rate is 3 or 2 a day.
Well, how about what I was telling you yesterday? The guy walks up to a 9-month-old baby, but he's saying that demons are inside of him. It's the drugs.
The point is, it's the drugs, and now they're talking about they want to have certain drugs to
legalize, right?
You know, so how does an individual feel about these things? You know? So it is what it is. But yeah, it is what it is. We can, we can do how you want to do it. But